It's Saturday. Welcome to Tailcast Shortz, where you're not charged to see us in bikinis. I'm Nauss.
I'm Jason.
And that's awkward.
This week, yeah, it is. But we got several news stories for you today. Leading off, Capcom made a pretty interesting choice this last week, adding roughly $350 worth of DLC.
Let me back you up.
In the Monster Hunter Wilds.
There is that much. They didn't add that much, though.
Oh, okay. Well, they did add
another pack.
Well, let's just say they pressed the Bikini button, and now you can get brand new Bikini animations, I guess, with Gemma, from what I'm reading.
Yeah, they've been doing these like cosmetic downloads for, I can't remember if the last Monster Hunter had this, but like there's all these like cosmetic packs you can buy as individual DLCs. But the one that they had recently was $24.99. And there's a quest to get that. But here's the crazy thing. So like Monster Hunter Wilds had a lot of performance issues. It released to a really large audience because it's Monster Hunter. Like, I've been playing it too, right? I got through the end content. I just haven't touched it in a while. But long story short, like, there's a lot of like scummy DLC in that game. And also, it had a huge player count for probably about the first week, and then a lot of people had issues with the game. Now, they've ironed out most of those issues, but the scummier thing that Capcom's doing is they just keep adding these cosmetic downloads. Like I said, the last one being $24.99. So in general, like, it's just goofy that, it's controversial because really the price, it's not even the bikini, it's the price, right? It's the price of everything that they've done. And I think that they're not doing themselves any goodwill right now.
Yeah, it's, for a developer as good as they are, why Capcom stoops to these things? Just, I don't know why they need to. I mean, look back at, the original Dead Rising. I didn't need any of that mess. They started doing it with Dead Rising 2. And definitely amped it up in Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, but there's just the boob physics thing. Oh, no. Dead Rising. I'm thinking of Dead Alive.
Yeah, you're thinking of Dead Alive.
Yeah, Dead Rising 3 had some crazy DLC. Dead Alive, though, also had a lot of stupid DLC.
Yeah, well, Dead Alive was always about the...
It was about the jiggle.
It was about the jiggle. I mean, let's face it, it was about the bikinis and the jiggle, even before there was boob physics.
Yeah, they even had a game that was just volleyball because girls jumping in bikinis.
Yeah, actually, it was Dead or Alive volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both remember that, though we didn't really play it. I just remember laughing at it because I was like, man, you got to be a dork to play that.
Right. But yeah, I mean, the context of the release, I mean, literally releasing a $25 cosmetic pack that includes a quest completion animation that has one of your more already provocative NPCs crouching low.
They don't.
Lack of a better description. Yeah. And then putting up a separate paid purchase for a bikini skin to put on said same character, along with the animation it's petty, and you're cashing in on just goon gamers, right? Like,
and Gooner's gonna goon.
That's all it is.
Well, speaking of releases, Borderlands 4. I feel like we've talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it offline or on the podcast, but it's indefinitely delayed on the Switch. Gearbox and 2K essentially said they need to put it in the oven for a little bit longer. Because it's just not running. I mean, it's not running well on PS5 right now. Like, what did they think it was going to do on the Switch? If you have something that can brute force it, yes, it plays. I mean, I've been playing it off and on. But it is kind of like, I don't know, par for the course right now with the Switch 2. Right? Elden Ring running like trash. And now we've got Borderlands 4 running like trash, so now they're delaying it, which is the smart move, right? They're refunding.
I mean, it is a smart move, and refunding all those pre-orders is a smart move.
Yeah. They said Gearbox said they would update fans when they have it figured out, essentially. And they will. I hope they're not charging full price for this. I guess they probably are.
Which I am happy to see this, considering the comments by their CEO over the last couple of weeks.
I think, after our last episode with this stuff, I've just kind of like disassociated the rest of the company from Randy, since Randy keeps making an ass out of himself. And at this point, like, the game's pretty good, but it has issues if you don't have, a NASA computer. So if you don't have a NASA computer and you're not an idiot like me and the rest of the crew who are hardcore enthusiasts that have put lots of money in our machines, doesn't make you any less, but yeah, like it's gotten ridiculous out here.
It certainly has, and speaking of
Switch 2
ports. Speaking of Switch 2 ports, Capcom's making yet another money grab. They are launching 3 different Resident Evil games simultaneously on Switch 2 as Switch 2 versions. Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil Requiem, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard will all be released at the same time on February 27th next year.
So it's got a little ways.
So it's a little ways off. That's about 5 months away.
I forgot that it was a cloud version on the original Switch.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, because there's no way Resident Evil Village would have played natively on the Switch.
I think it's good to have
any kind of resolution that mattered.
I mean, I know Borderlands is a mature game. It is fun to see that there are mature games on Nintendo products. It's always kind of cracked me up, because Nintendo's always felt like the toy console out of the 3.
That's true. But Resident Evil has been on there since Code Veronica, which is, Resident Evil 2 or 3 remake? 2, I think. Because it's the one with Claire Valentine.
Yeah, that's a game I haven't played in a long time. I have played that like when I was like 19 or 20. That game came out forever ago. And I played that on Dreamcast.
I know I had it on my GameCube.
Yeah, I played it on Dreamcast. That's how far back it was.
Yeah. That said, Matsumoto Kamizawa, the producer of Resident Evil Requiem, basically said that the decision to port Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 to the Switch 2 is because the porting process for Village and Requiem both went so smooth that they were like, well, why not just go whole hog and release all 3 of the most recent Resident Evil games on the Switch 2? And so then they ported Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 is the one that was originally wholly a cloud version on Switch. But he said it made sense. And I kind of get it, just because you had those games mostly playing on the cloud, right?
Right.
And it was basically just streaming textures to the Switch for Resident Evil 7 and for Resident Evil Village. So I could understand now that the Switch is at least powerful enough to run natively on the hardware. Granted, there may still be some texture compromises, right? Some LOD compromises, etc. I could understand that developers want to re-release to go pure on silicon, processing. On hardware, rendering is always better than cloud rendering.
That's true. I haven't had a lot of luck with really fast-paced games on the cloud yet. Hopefully we'll get there at some point when I finally get fiber. Maybe I'll be able to see the difference, but the whole point of cloud gaming is being able to do it on a mobile platform off mobile internet, though.
Yeah, I've not yet tried really doing that, except for the only game I've really ran pure cloud via Xbox's cloud was Telltale's Batman.
Oh yeah, that's a story-based game.
Yeah, but some of the button pushes got fairly interesting on mobile.
Well.
Using it back at the time 4G networks, streaming it, that got interesting. But yeah, so guys, with that, find full episodes of the Tiltcast at tiltcast.com. You can also find those episodes on iTunes and Spotify, along with the audio versions of these videos, and come back on Tuesday for more news.
All right, y'all. We'll see you guys next week.